Introducing a new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So I just wanted to come on here with a small short announcement. I just want to start this video off by saying I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father.
This is so sad.
My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. Yeah. I'm 22 years old now. Yeah. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. Again, I'm not making this video to bash him. I'm making this video to state facts, okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how Black kings need to be with Black women, but you're not even in your Black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a hypocrite, and it's frustrating because I reached out to you. I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter, but I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you, and you shut me down. You ignored me. You should never be too busy for your daughter, ever in life. So I just wanted to make this video to just try to, I guess, somehow find my sister on my dad's side. So if you see this, please reach out to me. Please DM me because I want to know who.
Welcome, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm your girl, Nora Christine. I'm holding it down this evening. And in that intro clip, you saw a Pan-Africanist, Dr. Umar's daughter. Yo, I did not know homeboy had a daughter. Shouts out to the hidden children. Shouts out to the fact that he talks about Black unity, Black love, yet his own kids don't even love him because he wasn't a good dad. He was a deadbeat, allegedly. Deadbeat or dead wrong. Was this girl a dead wrong or was Dr. Umar a deadbeat? In that intro clip, she talks about just wanting a relationship, okay? And it gets worse than that, okay, guys? It gets worse. I got this clip right here we're going to play with a woman now coming out and speaking out and saying she was one of his sister wives. Let's watch this clip right here and we can do some reactions to it. 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to pull it up now. Let's see. Hold on. 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to pull it up. All right, here we go, y'all.
Years old, and this is a recent picture. We just met in June of last year, and we did discuss his children along with a few other things. We met up at Brandywine Diner on Concord Pike last year, and because he wanted to take me out to lunch, and I kind of wanted to talk about just have a conversation with him regarding Black content creators on TikTok and social media. So while we're talking, we talk about religion, we talk about racism in America, we talk about secret societies because that was really my peak of interest. So we first started off by talking about why he was in Wilmington again. He's always going to his school in Wilmington, Delaware, because number one, he's being audited by the IRS a lot. When I first met him in 2022, he literally told me he was there because his accountant was caught stealing funds from the school. They were receiving donations for the school, and he was saying that his accountant was stealing money. So he had to fire that accountant, and the IRS was asking for proof, like where the money went. So he started commuting from Philadelphia to Wilmington, Delaware frequently, just so he could be at the school in case anybody shows up and asks why the school's not done or where the kids are at or what's going on. So when I met up with him last year, he was just coming back from the school when we had lunch. I guess the IRS is still asking him about the school because it's not done. Like, he's receiving money, donations, but there's no progress with the school. If you were to go up right now to the school, like, there's wooded boards on the doors, on the windows, there's weeds, graffiti on some of the buildings. Like, it's not.
That's
in
really
proper
sad, y'all.
condition.
What a scammer.
There's no AC, there's no heating, there's nothing. Like, it's not, the school's not ready. When we were talking at the table, I started asking him a lot of private questions, like, were you married? Do you have any kids? He was telling me, yes, I have 2 daughters. One of them is a teenager, and the other one is maybe 7 years old at the time. So the child is probably 9 years old. So he was saying to me that the mother of those girls, or the mother of, I don't know if it's 2 separate women or just one woman, the woman or the women are taking him to court for child support because he's not an active dad. He's not in their life. And he told me that as well. He doesn't visit them as much as he should. However, he visits his mom a lot, and she's in Philly. So.
All right, y'all. Let's pause for a second, okay? Jesus Christ. There's so much to say. I wanted to let the room build up. Shouts out to everybody here with me on a Saturday evening. Shouts out to everybody in the first clip that y'all missed. I played the alleged daughter that he had speaking. And now in this clip I just played was an alleged girlfriend or sister wife of his. So the first thing that went through my head, how much money did Dr. Umar Johnson raise for this school? So I looked it up. Somewhere around $1 million. But in 2014, he said he would raise close to $5 million to buy the former campus of St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia, which had shut down in 2013 due to financial struggles. He was going to rename it Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, which he said would be a boarding school for Black boys. He claimed to have significant funds to buy the site by 2014. In 2015, he claimed that he would open the school the following year. However, mic drop. He did not. Are we really surprised that Dr. Umar Johnson didn't raise this money for this school, y'all? Like, are we really shocked? Like, I think, honestly, I was more shocked to find out he had daughters. He had kids. I didn't know he had kids, you guys. Like, honestly, was shocked, but I'm not shocked at all, guys. I'm not shocked by any of this because I think Dr. Umar Johnson is the biggest grifter of life. I do kind of, I'll be honest with you. I agree with some of the things he says with the Pan-Africanist movement, because I struggle with a lot of the ideologies of FBA-B1 people because they're more focused on where the ship dropped them off at than where the ship took them from. And I struggle with them saying that they have no African descent when most of them do. It's clear whenever you do your DNA, you do. So that I agree with him, remembering your roots, going back to that. And unfortunately, I know that a lot of people, and I understand why they feel like they have no connection to Africa. I get it. Your family's been here for 3-4 generations. Totally get that. But, he at least tries to unify Black people in some way. It's so funny. He talks about unity of Black people, but he doesn't believe in unifying his own family. Like, clearly, as we see in that clip, he talks about his daughters, but he said, and then he posted this video. He talks about, oh, I got my white man paperwork right here with my child support. Like, I paid it. Well, I thought to myself, Dr. Umar, what did you do with that money you raised for those schools? Where is the money? Where is the checks, Dr. Umar? Let's watch the rest of this clip and hear what this lady had to say about what's going on. 1 second.
I just was confused. I was like, how are you talking about being a pillar and how Black men are so needed in families today, but you're not even an active dad? He was not an active father. He said it. He confirmed it. I
Of
can
course
back
he's
this
not.
young lady up. He did say that he was not going to be there. And on top of that, he was saying that he would like to, in the future, every 2 weeks out of the month, go to Ghana. He practices Ifa, which is African spirituality. And we were talking about that for a while because I'm kind of versed in it as well. And so when we were talking, I was asking him, I was like, so you never got married? He said, oh, no, I never got married to any of those women. But he dated a lot. And I could tell that he was a playboy because he was very, very flirtatious. Very. And also I noticed, too, his personality is much different in person than it is online. I'm not sure if it's because I'm a woman or something like that, but he's not as animated. He seems more hyped up when he's like on a podcast or online. Really engaging. He was not as engaging in person. And I felt like that was interesting. I was having to ask him questions. He didn't really ask me questions. It's almost like we had lunch just for me to ask him questions. And I didn't really like that because it was supposed to be a back and forth discussion. And so we were talking about a variety of topics. He is extremely flirtatious. And that was the last time I met up with him, and probably the last time, because it was very aggressive because I'm in a relationship. And when I had met up with him last year, I told my partner, like, I'm going to go have lunch with Dr. Umar. He was like, what the fuck? So he was like, yeah, go have lunch and come back and let me know how it goes. But y'all, before I go back to seeing my boyfriend, on my life, when we left, I gave him a hug. He was like, He said, the women got to have booty. And I was like, what? He said, you got to have booty. If I'm talking to you, you got to have booty. Can you cook? I was like, yeah, I can cook. He was like, good. So you can cook and you got booty. And he was backing up from me. He said, He said, business before back shots. Business before back shots. I wish I was kidding. I was kidding.
Acknowledges
And
business before back shots.
I'm in a fucking relationship. So I was like, what do you mean business before back shots, nigga? Like, what? So he's laughing to himself and he goes back to his car because he was going to go back to Philly to go take care of his mom. And I was like, I can't see this fool again because what do you mean business before back shots? No back shots are being given. What? Because business before back shots, whose back are you shooting? Because it's not mine. The fuck? So extremely flirtatious. Very much so. I remember asking him too, like, are you and Suki Hana like a thing? Because I know she's from Delaware too. I was like, do y'all, are y'all fucking? I was asking him too. I was like, are you and Suki like a thing? Like you, because I know she from Delaware too. I'm like, are y'all fucking? Like, and he was like, no, we're friends. That's my girl. You know, she got her own restaurant in downtown Wilmington somewhere. Sure. When you say to me, business before back shots, and you and Suki are just friends, highly doubt it, because you got a big booty too. Anyway, I say all this to say, this young lady is telling the truth. He is a deadbeat father, extreme hypocrite, and huge flirt. This is not the black man you think he is. He's loyal. He got a wife at home. He take care of his kids. He's not that type of black man. He is. He spreads his seed. He told me he only got 2 kids. I feel like it's more. He's not visiting his children.
Sis, I agree with you. I feel like it's more. Like, stop the cap. Like, Dr. Umar, let me tell you some things I believe Dr. Umar is lying about. I believe Dr. Umar got about 5 to 8 kids, 5 to 8 at least. I believe that Dr. Umar has a white girlfriend somewhere. I do believe that. The way he talks about the whole snow bunny thing with such veracity, it's almost like he's mad that he can't be out in public with his white girlfriend. I don't believe him. I don't believe it. And that's not to say that there aren't beautiful black love out there, that there aren't beautiful black families. I'm not saying that, but the veracity that he talks about it is almost like he's so angry he can't be in public because he's already denounced it so much. I mean, guys, like I got a lot more stuff to show y'all. I'm gonna just get to this next clip. This is him talking about black men needing to be present in their children's lives. Okay. I'm gonna just let the clip speak for itself because the hypocrisy. Dr. Umar, I need you to come to the front of the congregation today. Like I really do. Oh, wait. First, let me show you who the Sukiana chick is, y'all. I'm about to show you who she is because I never even seen this chick. This is her. I guess this is her right here. I never even knew who that chick was. Okay, like, let me know in the chat if y'all have ever heard of her. I'd never heard of her. I mean, who is she? Give me some background in the chat. This is a little too hood for me to know about. Let me play this clip right here of Dr.
To sentence you for 10,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man. To sentence you for 10,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming a
Wait, did he just say he wants to give black men 10,000 lashes for not being a father and active in their kids' lives? So how many do you get, Dr. Umar? Do you get 20,000? Because I heard, for each kid. I'm just asking, do you get 20,000, Dr. Umar? In this clip right here, he talks about the school because, I mean, we got to hear more about this school, right?
The school ain't open yet. You was 12 years old. No problem. Little ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja. He said the school still ain't open. He was 12 years old. I see you, little crusty ninja.
The school still ain't open.
Why don't you shave that crust stash off the top of your lip too, little ninja? Shave that crust stash off the top of your lip, little ninja. Little crusty ass ninja. Talking about he was 12. Your whole family been through public school. Y'all ain't have a problem with it. Shut up. Always trying to go to war with King Kong. Little crusty ninja.
I guess this is supposed to be the school itself. Like, I don't understand what he's showing us here.
Somebody said, why Delaware? Another dumbass question. Because we found a school here. That's why Delaware. You little crusty. Shave that crust stash off your lip.
Oh, Lord. Also, just so you guys are aware, if you're not from the area in Philadelphia, he's from Philadelphia. He lives in Philadelphia. Delaware is literally across a bridge. It's very close. So that might be why he chose it. It's very close to Philly. So with that being said, yeah, the school and the school's still not open. The school's still not open. He says coming soon. Coming soon to what? I literally have spoken to people. It's so sad, guys, that said that they had money coming out of their checks regularly, like doing regular payments for the school. Like, and shouts out to the Black community for, being the backbone, of giving this money, wanting to see good. But it really is sad, guys. It's really sad that he's such a freaking grifter. He's such a grifter. Here in this clip, he talks about what he would do if his daughter was to come home with a white man. I guess he maybe realized he wasn't a father all that time. I don't know. Let's watch this clip.
I was just curious on a question for Dr. Umar here. You said he has 2 daughters. Is that correct, doctor?
Yes, sir.
What if your daughters come to you and say, Dad, I know your feelings, but I am falling in love with a guy outside my race?
And I will say, I will always love you as my daughter, and I will always be disappointed in your decision.
Oh, Jesus. So, listen, he should be glad that his daughter's getting married because it sounds like he was the type of dad that she might have been working the pole. Sorry, I'm just going to say he wasn't a good father.
Race.
I'm going to play this clip right here where he gets all defensive about dating outside of his race and says he's never done it. Let's watch.
Have you ever slept with a woman outside of the
Black
race?
Never.
Never. You can
Never.
say that with a straight face.
In the presence of my ancestors, never. Now, let me clarify. It's not because I'm against the Arab or the Jew or the Anglo-Saxon or the Latino or the East Indian or the Chinese or the Mexican. It's not about hate. It's about loyalty to the Black woman.
I don't believe you've never stuck your in some white pink.
The Most High Almighty
It
God.
is some good white pink out here, man. I'm trying to convince you on it.
But
you ain't had it yet.
But listen, you dealing with the carnal. I need you to deal with the consciousness, Drewski. Stay with me, because every time you lay with a woman, you exchange spiritual energy, not just physical fluids, bro.
So you don't use condoms?
Yes, but when you get, even if you use the condom, there's still a such thing as spiritually transmitted diseases. spiritually transmitted diseases. You could pick up a demon laying with that woman, brother.
Some of them demons.
You ever get out of bed and feel a little differently than the way you got in it?
Don't you put that demon on me, Dr. Umar. Don't you put that demon on me. Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
No, but
Listen, I'm not going to hold you. I agree with what he's saying, that you can get, you got to be careful who you lay with. We can agree on that. Dr. Umar, you finally said some truth here. However, Dr. Umar, let's be real. You lying. Like, I'm sorry. Bring the receipts, come on. I cannot wait for the day to come out where he's really being exposed. We're starting to see it with his daughter speaking out. Somebody else is going to bring the receipts and call him out. I know it's coming. Let's watch this clip where Drewski showed him his girlfriend, and let's see Dr. Umar's reaction. Wasn't that good? Here we go.
Voluptuous woman thinks she might have had a little work done. That's her business, not mine.
first question, your cultural background. What's your ethnicity?
I'm Lebanese. I'm Middle Eastern.
As a young Lebanese young lady, why would you be interested in dating a black man?
That's kind of racist.
Maybe to you.
God, I don't know who the he think he is. I don't even know who the that is. But I'm not with him. That man is racist as
Being Dr. Umar, it's a no-go on an interracial relationship.
What
That's
separates you?
I am the table. There ain't nothing more to talk about right now.
Show him. You can stand up and show him.
I told you I wasn't a snow bunny, so why the is you calling me a snow bunny? You don't even know what the you're talking about, and the internet eats you up. The is really wrong with all y'all that watch him. He lame as in my books.
I didn't say anything that was offensive. Asking a non-black woman why you want to marry a black man when black women don't have enough black men to marry them, that should have not been offensive.
Like, ain't nobody looking at you. You see, that's racist. You're racist. I don't care to even talk to you no more.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I can't talk to him.
She said, I don't care to talk to you no more. Listen, two things can be true. We can question why black men have now looked outside the black community, where there is a percentage that does. I don't want to say it's overwhelming, because there is still a lot of black, couples that are fully black. But to sit there and blame the girl, that's not her fault. You need to be talking to Drewski. But anyways, Dr. Umar, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna say this to all men. Be good fathers. Be there for your daughters. It's not just a check. Despite whatever BS you're going through with the mama, try to work it out. And mamas, if you holding your kids away from their fathers, stop it. Work it out. Have a mediator come, outside middle person come in and try to fix it with y'all, so the father can regularly see their kids, because kids need their fathers. Okay? Kids need their fathers. I truly believe that the destruction of the black community comes down to a lack of fathers. If we're really going to say the number one reason why, there needs to be accountability. Lack of fathers. We need fathers. And we're starting to see it in around America, lack of fathers. It's starting to happen in other races as well, that fathers are being pushed out the home. So please, let's hold fathers accountable. So we talked about one father whose kid can't get them on the line today. And we're about to talk about another father, a father whose kid are too loved by them. Let's say that. Lebron Johnson, I'm gonna need you to come to the front. Come to the front. We're gonna talk about you now. I don't know if you guys saw, but LeBron Johnson confronted Stephen A. Smith Thursday night. And I mean, honestly, there is something called loving your kid too much. It is something called being a stage dad. I think that he took it a bit far. Okay. But we're going to break down the real reason that I think this happened. I think it's a lot deeper. Okay. A lot deeper than the reason we're being told. I'm going to play this clip for you and show you a little bit of what happened. All right. So here we go. Resistant confronting him, pretty much saying, "Get my son's name out your mouth." Let's watch it again. Get my son's name out your mouth. Okay, so Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Why is this happening? We need to be asking ourselves, okay? So supposedly Bronny, LeBron James' son, he's not to be talked about anyone. As you guys know, Stephen A. Smith is a accomplished journalist. He reports for ESPN. Okay. And I guess he doesn't like the criticism he's saying about his son. Okay. But the thing is this, if you don't want your son to be criticized, he should not come to work in the NBA. Okay. And you know, this is wild because as you guys know, if you guys recall, I predicted that this might be a LeBron James last season. He stepped away for like weeks over like the last few, like at the end of 2024. He was like taking a lot of breaks from games. He said it was due to ankle soreness. He had all these excuses as to why it happened. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna play LeBron James, what he said, uh, where he describes what happened with him and, or not LeBron James, I'm sorry, Stephen A. Smith, what he said, what he describes what happened with him and LeBron James confronting him. This, I'm going to go with surface. This is the surface reason. And then we'll talk about the real reason, I believe.
Unexpectedly, I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son. Can't repeat the words because they ain't suited for FCC airwaves. That's what he was doing. I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it was a one-on-one, I wouldn't say a conversation, but it was a one-on-one confrontation. But then I wake up and everybody from ESPN and my agent and everybody else were sending me that this thing had gone viral. And so ultimately it was unavoidable. And that is why I have to discuss it now. That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a parent. That was a father. And I can't sit here and be angry or feel slighted by LeBron James in any way in that regard. By all accounts, he's obviously a wonderful family man and a wonderful father who cares very, very deeply about his son. And based on some of the comments that he had heard, or shall I say, I think he thought he heard, he clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it. For the record, his agent and friend, Rich Paul, has my number. Maverick Carter, who works under him, has my number. LeBron James knows how to get in contact with me if he wanted to. He never called, because had he called and wanted to talk to me, I would have accepted that call. Had he wanted to see me, I would have flown out and I would have seen him and I would have had a conversation man to man. But that is not what he elected to do. Instead, he elected to confront me while I was sitting courtside. Ari Emanuel, the head of William Morris Endeavor, one of the agencies that represents me, along with Larry David, was sitting courtside. I was with them for the game. And he walked right up to me and he said what he had to say. And apparently he feels like I was slighting his son. Now let me tell you what I feel. What I would have said if we were in a different environment, because I was not going to engage in a confrontation at that particular moment in that setting. But if we had had that conversation, I would have said to LeBron James, I never would speak negatively about your son. I was talking about you, meaning you, LeBron James. I have nothing but the best wishes for Bronny James. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope that he flourishes into an NBA star. Usually in other sports, we see all-stars, and on occasion, we'll see their children become stars as well. That doesn't really happen with the NBA. I sincerely hope he's the exception. By all accounts, he's a wonderful kid. And I don't know anybody who roots against him, and it certainly isn't me. But in the same breath, at the time that we were talking about him, he was percolating to such a degree that the Bronny James stories had gone viral. And so we had to talk about it. And when I said the things that I said, I wasn't talking about Bronny James because My attitude is he's a rookie. It's going to take some time for him to get himself together. He'll be just fine, especially with J.J. Redick and the staff coaching him. I was talking about the position that he was put in by his dad, because LeBron James has been on the record, and he has said, and I'll read the quote here. There was a quote that he gave in February of 2024. The work and results will ultimately do talking, no matter what the size. If y'all don't know, he doesn't care what mock drafts say. He just works, earned, not given, etc., etc. But he also had said that his son could play on the Lakers right now, and he was better than half the dudes in the NBA. In the aftermath of all of that,
That's
he
what he
instructed
gets for
everybody
hyping up
before
his
the draft,
son.
if y'all want me, draft Bronny. Wherever Bronny is at, that's where I'll be. I'll do whatever it takes to play with my son for a year. It's not about the money at that point. My
Of course it's
point
not.
months ago was that because of who you are, one of the top 2 players in the history of basketball, in my estimation, there's an immense amount of pressure that comes with that for his son. And when he talked like that and what have you, anything that goes awry as it pertains to his son, there's going to be a microscopic eye, even more intensified, on Bronny James because of his dad and what his dad had said. And that's when I was talking about, come on, man, this is the situation that you're putting him in. That's where I was coming from. I could be a bit more outspoken about it, but to be quite honest with you, to be in that moment, to have LeBron look at me the way that he did, for me to be a father of 2 daughters.
Oh, get out of here. Don't defend him. Listen, I had to cut that off because that's a bunch of BS. All right, y'all. So if you're watching, we got a few hundred people watching across all the networks. Please hit the like button, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. We appreciate your support. Hit the like button because I'm about to drop a bomb on y'all. I'm going to tell y'all my real reason why I think he confronted him. Listen, people going to talk about his son. People going to talk about you, LeBron. People been talking about you for over 10 years now. What, like 15 years he been in the league? Like almost 20? People been talking about you, bro. People been going to keep talking about your son. What I truly believe, the reason, you remember you heard it here first, the reason why I think LeBron James confronted him was because the Democrats told him to. Stop the mic. Yes, I said it. I'm going to tell you why. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with Stephen A. Smith this week, but he's been in the news. Y'all know why he's been in the news? He's been in the news because allegedly someone did a poll, and when they did the poll, they say he's most likely to be the presidential candidate who the people want to see run in 2028. Okay, because the Democrats, they are scrambling. They in recovery mode. They doing so bad. They lost 7 of the swing states, y'all. President Trump has a mandate from the American people because overwhelmingly he won. Overwhelmingly, he upset them and he shocked them. So now here we have another person who's not in politics, okay, who's not being backed by any big organizations, potentially running in 2028 or being asked to run, being seen as a front runner, being seen as someone respected. Oh, they can't have that. No, they can't have that. So what do? They have LeBron James confront him on some BS about his son. Okay. And this is the distraction, y'all, because think about it like this. Now we're distracted. We're focused not about Stephen A. Smith looking like this hero. Okay. Stephen A. Smith looks like a punk now by LeBron James. This father, oh, he's such a nice father supporting his son. Let's watch this clip. I'm going to remind y'all because I don't think y'all remember that LeBron James has an affinity for the Democratic Party. Let me play this clip to remind you.
LeBron's up there. Vote! You gotta vote. Vote or die. Vote or die. We gotta put Democrats in office to save us. And I'm like, Negro, have you looked? Every one of these cities where they dropping bodies is what's her name? Lori Lightfoot and all these other people. They in control. Who you gonna put in there? Well, if they just get more liberal. You can't get much more liberal than Lightfoot. I mean, my God. She married a white woman, the whole 9. I mean, how much more liberal can you get? LeBron's up there. Vote! You gotta vote. Vote or die. Vote or die. We gotta put Democrats in office to save us. And I'm like, Negro, have you looked? Every one of these cities where they dropping bodies.
So yeah, guys, in this clip that y'all might know him, that's Jason Whitlock talking about LeBron James um, co-signing the Democrats. Also, he officially endorsed Kamala Harris. Okay, I don't know if we remember that. So yeah, I mean, he loves the Democrats. He is a Democratic shill. Okay, like like I don't know why we're shocked about that. He was also buddy buddy with Diddy. So of course he's gonna tell you guys to go vote for her. Okay. This was him. I'm gonna share the screen real quick. I'm gonna show you him at a rally. Because this is we got to watch this closely, guys. Don't get distracted because this is what's going on. Um, what are we talking about here? That when I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. Vote Kamala Harris. A millionaire billionaire telling you to vote for a Democrat. Think about it. What interest does that serve for him personally? They don't do tax breaks for billionaires. They don't support family values, but here he is supporting them. I wonder what tapes or what dirt they have on him. But now the levels are so low that they're having him go attack another black man allegedly over his grown ass son. Like, who are we fooling here? Like, seriously, who are we fooling? I want to know if anyone's being fooled by this. Okay. This is huge, guys. I mean, the levels that these people will go to me, is pretty pathetic. It honestly really is. And also, the reason why Stephen A. Smith is a threat, because he's hanging out with people that they don't want him to. Oh, yes, I said it. Well, let's watch this clip of this interview that he had with Candace Owens this week, because she was waking him up to things. Let's watch this, guys.
According to you accurately, you called him a homosexual actor. Is that true? Did you call him that?
I also just called him the neighborhood crackhead, kind of just goes around asking for money. I called him a welfare queen, ghetto. This is the thing. The media kind of had me depicted throughout BLM as this person that uses these words to describe Black people. I'm like, no. Let's be very clear. When I'm calling somebody like Zelensky a welfare queen, there's a reason for that. You come here with your hand out, asking, making demands. It's funny because I was having a discussion with my husband about this, and it's people that tend to need the most that make these sorts of demands, and they're so arrogant. He's taken billions away, unaccounted billions, by the way. So you and I have to get to work because Zelensky wants his borders protected, and we can't have our borders protected because that would be a racist thing to ask for. But he's allowed to demand that you and I get to work. He's spent all the billions. His wife is shopping in Paris. The oligarchs in Ukraine are all buying yachts. And yeah, I have absolutely no respect for him, but I want to say I have not respected that man since day one. This is not something that's new. I just saw him coming.
It's not something that's new, but what about Trump and Vance and how they conducted themselves? You and I might disagree on this particular issue, because I don't disagree with what you're saying in terms of, I was on the record saying, listen, you're coming with your hand out, you need money. You might not want to be confrontation. You might want to be a bit more diplomatic, Zelensky, because you're the one that's in need. And
Stephen A. Smith, you calling out Zelensky too?
You don't have any
we got to set you up with LeBron. Another reason.
The flip side to it, however, is that the press conference, you're in the Oval Office. We know this is the White House. This isn't some place in Ukraine. And he's got broken English, and you got the vice president interrupting them. You got them, I thought, somewhat bullying him to some degree. I just didn't think it was necessary. It was a good look. That's where I'm coming from. Am I wrong in feeling that way?
No, I think you're perfectly, I mean, these are your feelings. They're valid, right? If that's how you felt. For me, I felt it was refreshing. I'm so tired of politics. I know they always button it up for us. They're constantly telling us, oh, this, and saying things that sound good, but don't actually result in good things. And I think it was sort of the frustration of how much he has taken from America to not come with some respect. And I likened it to, even when you go to your granddad's house and it's your birthday, your mom kind of makes you wear something special. He's going to give you a card and slip some cash in there, $100. Granddad's always good for that. And you just come with some decorum and some respect. This dude has been wearing military fatigues.
All right, y'all. I just wanted to show y'all that him and Candace had a nice, pleasant conversation. They were talking about the welfare queen, aka Zelensky. Yeah, let's watch this clip where they're happily saying LeBron's endorsing Kamala. Yay. Look at MSNBC. Isn't it so funny? Half the people that we're about to see in this clip for MSNBC no longer works there. So let's watch this.
Huge news breaking moments ago. If you're a fan of excellence on the court and democracy in general, NBA superstar LeBron James has announced his endorsement for Vice President Kamala Harris, citing the racist comments about Puerto Rico made it Donald Trump's Madison Square Garden rally.
Because he's Puerto Rican,
LeBron
right?
James writing to his 53 million followers on Twitter and 159 million followers on Instagram. This quote, "What are we even talking about here? When I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. Vote Kamala Harris." Huge news breaking moments ago. If you're a fan of
Huge news. You see, they're so excited. Also, another reason why they had to put Stephen A. Smith in his place this week. Okay, I'm giving you all the evidence of where I'm leading up to my assertion that the Democrats set him up. Let's watch this clip. Stephen A. Smith got into it this week on The View. Everybody's favorite cackling
and he's
hens.
been going around with his cronies touting his so-called landslide and blowout win. But he won the popular vote by 1.5%, one of the smallest ever, and he won the general election by less than 50%. So what kind of mandate is this really?
Well, it is a mandate, and I'm going to explain why. And I don't mind the question, but let me be very clear. I'm no supporter of Trump. I'm a supporter of truth and the facts. And here's the facts. The man won every swing state. He increased in terms of his voter turnout in his favor from the standpoint of blacks, Latinos, and young voters. He increased his numbers in that regard from 2020. 89% of the counties shifted to the right. That's a mandate. We can sit up there and play around all we want to. In 2020, Trump didn't win the popular vote. He didn't win the electoral college vote. A matter of fact, the Republicans hadn't won the popular vote, if I remember correctly, since 2004. But they did this year. So 20 years after they last won the popular vote, they won the popular vote. They won the electoral college vote. The man won every swing state. And on top of it all, 89% of the counties shifted against. I don't understand how people can look at that and say, there's no mandate. There's a mandate.
Well, it's a different definition of a mandate, I guess.
But the problem is that if you're the Democratic Party and you lost 49.8% to 48.3%, and you're looking at that 1.5% dip, that's an excuse for you to say, what we did really wasn't that bad. We should continue to do that.
So
don't continue
to do it. Strategy. Look at her running those excuses. Some people just didn't show up. Listen, y'all, these people are desperate and they are scrambling, okay? They're even pulling out all the stops by hurting Stephen A. Smith's reputation and image to have LeBron James embarrass him. Don't fall into the trap, guys. Don't say, this nice guy, he's defending his son. No, he needs to put his big boy pants on and get over the fact that people are going to critique you and your damn son because of things that you've said in the past. You hyped him up and said he was the next damn Michael Jordan, and he ain't. Okay. So anyways, I'm done. I said a lot tonight, guys. Thank you to everybody watching. I really, 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 really appreciate it. If everybody can hit the like button, like, share, subscribe. If you're not already subscribing to us on YouTube, please go check us out at The New Party. At The New Party on YouTube. If you're not subscribing to us on X, go to New Party 2025, and we're also on TikTok at The New Party 24. If you're not subscribing to your girl, you can find me on X. Also, you can find me on YouTube, Nora Christine Live. So yeah, I need everybody to hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching us. We will be back Monday evening where we do our Man Cave show. We do our Man Cave show every Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. We're on time. I was late today. I'm sorry about that, guys. Weekend gets ahead of me. My kids get ahead of me, so I apologize. But I will be back on the New Party podcast Tuesday and Thursday evening, right here, same place, wherever you're watching, Tuesday and Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Tuesday evening, we will be talking about Gavin Newsom. aka Gavin Newsom. I want to do an evergreen show where we break down who Gavin Newsom really is, because I don't want people to fall into that trap and say, "Oh, he's switching. He's against transgenders or men in sports, men and women's sports. So it's okay. We can like him now." No, we're going to remind you who Gavin Newsom is. We're going to do a breakdown, and then Thursday night we have a very special evening. We have some guests coming. We have a mayor. A congresswoman candidate for the state of Maryland. She will be our guest. So come on, check it out, watch. Let's hear what she has to say. Let's ask questions in the chat. Again, our most interactive chat that we have is on YouTube. So if you're not already watching on YouTube, I highly recommend when we do live stream, you watch on YouTube, because then you could be a part of the conversation and interact with everybody in the chat. Like we always say on the New Party, always vote, and God bless everyone. Have a fabulous week.
Introducing the new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.